The relative age effect. What does this term essentially mean? The relative age effect has been described as the difference in age among students in the same grade grouping. Similarly, from a source called USA Today, it was defined as an observed effect whereby athletes at the top level of sport were born months earlier in their sport relative cutoff period. This therefore means that a high school athlete born in January is 11 months older than an athlete they're competing against who was born in December. What impact does the relative age effect have on youths in sport? The National College Athletic Association researched the birth month of all incoming Division I athletes in the 2011 to 2012 school year. They found that all sports show some effect for the relative age effect, but it has the most impact in sports such as softball, male tennis, ice hockey, male field hockey, and baseball. Athletes who were born between May and August were 48% more likely to play college softball than those born between September and December. In male tennis, those who were born between January and April were 43% more likely to play college than those born between September and December. In ice hockey, female players who were born between May and August were 56% more likely to play college compared to those born between September and December. Within male hockey, those born between January and April were 48% more likely to play college than those in September and December. And finally, in baseball, players who were born between September and December were 38% more likely to play college than those in January and April. This therefore shows that there are different periods throughout the year, given the chosen sport, where aspiring athletes are more likely to succeed depending on their birth month. Does this mean the relative age effect is an issue? Well, according to Tucker, he presented a more consistent set of results by highlighting athletes who were solely born in the first quarter of the year, i.e. January to March, based on his findings. He wanted to discover which quarter of the year are most top-level junior sportsmen born in. In Canadian hockey, 50% were born between January and March. In Czech Republic hockey, 56% were born between January and March, and in Czech Republic football, 71% were born between January and March. This demonstrates that the relative age effect is an issue, as these athletes are therefore overrepresented due to the physiological development of youths and how coaches pick their players. It is important to remember that averages and facts do play a large part within sports. However, there are always exceptions. Richie McCaw is known for being a Rugby World Cup champion on 2 occasions, and he was born on 31st of December. So why does the relative age effect happen? The reason why it happens is because coaches are always looking for certain capabilities within youths in sports. For example, they're always looking for standout qualities such as speed, strength, size, and tactical decision making. The results from the CIES Football Observatory Monthly Report by Polly et al. Stress that coaches are in fact focusing on results amongst the youngest age categories, even though they insist that it is not a focus of priority. The same report conclusively highlights that limiting the selection bias linked to the date of birth and level of physical development would reinforce meritocracy in football. This means that it would be beneficial for the balance of competitions and the level of spectacle that teams are able to provide. Without trying to dishearten those who are listening, it's important to stay optimistic. All these facts and information from these studies highlights the majority of athletes and performance. Know that there are always exceptions in sport. Apart from Richie McCaw as previously mentioned, there are other famous examples. Mariano Rivera is known for being one of the greatest ever closers to pitch a baseball. He recently retired with 19 seasons spent in the MLB. He was born on the 29th of November. Lionel Messi, need I say more, has currently won 30 trophies for his club so far, born the 24th of June. And may I also throw in that he was born with a growth deficiency. What do all 3 of these icons have in common? They were all born in the category where athletes were least likely expected to succeed.